All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Today we're going to be installing a USB charger on our dirt bike. If you like the content you're seeing on the channel, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It definitely helps us out quite a bit. If you have a dirt bike or a UTV or an ATV or motorcycle or anything really with a 12-volt battery, you do have the ability to have a USB charger for your system. If your motorcycle doesn't already have one, it's probably a good idea to add a USB charging port. For my dirt bike here, the way that I'm doing this is through an attachment to my already installed battery tender system. If you don't know what a battery tender system is, it's basically a charger that you can attach to your vehicle's battery to maintain its health, especially if you're going to be leaving your vehicle or your dirt bike for long periods of time where you're not going to be riding it and charging the battery through the engine. So with the battery tender system, you have a quick attach dongle that is always connected to your battery. That way it's easy to just pull into your garage, maybe take off the plastics, and then you can just plug in your battery tender wall unit directly into the dongle, and you don't have to keep opening up the battery and attaching it that way. And so the company Battery Tender, they make it an accessory, a USB charging port accessory that attaches right onto the quick attach dongle that you have for your battery tender already in place on the battery. So all you have to do is take the small adapter piece, plug it right into the dongle that's already there on your battery, and it's a USB charging port. And so we're going to go ahead and do that today. We're gonna put that in place, and then we're going to run a USB phone charger for my iPhone, basically from the battery. Probably run it along underneath the plastics of the bike up here to my tank bag where my phone is going to be. While we're installing that USB charging port onto the battery, we also have another connection from Battery Tender that's just a voltage meter. And so essentially that's the same piece, attachment piece, that you put right onto the already installed dongle. And what this does is you just put it in and then you get a voltage readout of what your battery's voltage is at. So we'll go ahead and show you that as well, just because that's a handy thing to have, because it's really small. You can keep it in your bag or in your truck or anywhere, and just quickly attach it to the dongle on your battery and you get a quick reading of your battery's health. So we're going to go ahead now and walk you through how we install this. Okay, so this is the USB charger here. Battery Tender USB charger right here. Basically this just plugs into your dongle, which I'll show you in a minute. And then on this side, USB port. So let's go ahead and take off our plastics here. And this is my fun mess of electrical going on this bike. Big bundle of my Tuscenduro lighting kit. So it's a big mess, just ignore it. What we want to focus on here is on my 12-volt battery, I have my dongle here to my battery tender. All right, so all we have to do, take that off, put on our USB charger, and then take a USB cable. What we're gonna do is plug that in, and then I'm gonna have to tidy this up and find a space for where this can sit flush, and then run this up to my tank bag. Probably gonna have to run it underneath the plastics and all the way up here, just so it doesn't dangle and get caught on anything. Before we button everything up here and tidy everything, let's just do a quick check. Make sure we're getting a charge on here. There we go. Working good. Okay, here's the other accessory. It's just the voltage indicator. Just gives you a readout of your battery health and what the level is at, so might as well check that too while we're here. Okay, and just like the other adapter, this just goes right onto the dongle. Let's see what we're getting here. Yeah, this is saying I'm getting 12 volts, so could probably use a little bit of time on the battery tender just to get that above that. I am running quite a bit of electric on this bike. I have the Trail Tech odometer, speedometer. I have a headlight. I have the whole lighting kit. So it is drawing quite a bit of power, but 12 is okay. You know, if I don't ride it in the next week, I'll probably put it on the battery tender and just let it charge up a little bit more. Okay, so the USB accessory is installed. I have my cable. I ran the cable all along underneath the plastics on the bike and zip tied it up nice and tidy. And this is a long, like 6-foot cable. I would recommend using something that length. And then it's just zip tied here, and then it's coming out the front here towards my tank bag. Now, some people might have like a quad lock or an adapter to put their phone on the bars. I do not. I'm just going to be running my phone inside the top portion of this Tusk Olympus tank bag. So with this tank bag, I have a clear top plastic section. I can put my phone, I can see my navigation, I can see, you know, whatever I need to on my phone. And then with the phone charger, it has a small hole that I can run that into underneath and connect it. So my phone can be charging while I'm using navigation, and it's not draining my battery. So yeah. And then when I'm not using it, I can just tuck it in, keep it tucked in there. One thing to note, the connection where you put the USB into the USB accessory, the little USB dongle, the connection is, it's a little bit loose, so I would just recommend putting a piece of tape on it. I did notice when I was putting my plastics back on, the first time I put it in, just putting that pressure on it pulled the cable out of the USB accessory. So I just took a small piece of gaff tape and just taped that connection just to, you know, keep it secure. But other than that, it's good to go. It was really easy to install. Was not expensive. I think it was, I want to say it was $12 on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description for that. But just something really handy and something that's going to be very helpful if you're going to be using navigation, if you're going to be, you know, doing some backcountry trails, whatever, you're going to be a couple hours riding, you definitely don't want your phone to die. So yeah, this is the battery tender USB attachment accessory, and I would definitely recommend it.